Patience and welcome to the AM News. My name is Justin Bemunyi. President Bola Tinubu has eulogized the rare personality of the late renowned businessman and philanthropist Alhaji Aminu Dantata. Status correspondent Musbaudan Wahab reports that President Tinubu visited the family of the deceased in Kano, where he described late Alhaji Dantata as a titan and great national conscience.
President Bola Tinubu, in company of the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and others were received by a huge delegation led by the Kano State Governor, Abba Yusuf, and a military reception for the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Residents of the northern commercial city were well aware of the presence of the president, and the show of love on the streets was equally visible. The president headed for cookie at the residence of the Dantatas. Notable members of the family and indigenes of the state, including Alhaji Aliko Dangote and Alhaji Tanko Yekasai, received the president.
We seem very, very close to my family.
President Tinubu recounted his close relationship with the deceased, whose hard work and generosity he said Nigerians will greatly miss.
He's a man of immense personality, honesty, integrity, and philanthropy. Commitment to humanity in every aspect of the way. Generous, so good, so committed to great value of our country.
The president also acknowledged the demise of the late businessman as a national loss.
I sympathize with you. I sympathize with the entire nation. We've lost a titan and a great conscience of our country, a humanitarian for that matter, par excellence.
Following the death of Alhaji Aminu Dantata in Abu Dhabi, UAE, on June 28, President Tinubu directed some of his ministers to attend the burial in Saudi Arabia. The family appreciates that decision as a mark of honor for their late patriarch.
We regard you in very high esteem. We have seen your cordial relationship before you became president. We have seen how you interacted with him while he was alive, and we have now seen how you have reacted to his demise. On behalf of the family, we thank you wholeheartedly.
We are aware about your assistance in terms of talking and appealing to the leaders in Dubai as well as Saudi Arabia. Now we want to thank you for that.
The president is back in the Federal Capital Territory. In Abuja, Musbau Wahab, NTA News.
Global peace is currently being threatened by wars and conflicts, and many youths, especially in Africa, are recruited to take part in such disturbing situations. In this report, defense correspondent Ismail Musa highlights the implications associated with taking part in such crises and efforts by the Nigerian government to discourage the citizens.
The promises might be attractive, but might be a journey of no return, and propaganda is the channel through which such promises are conveyed. This summarizes how foreign armed groups lure and recruit desperate youths with the sole purpose of destroying lives and property. Lately, some Nigerians are also being recruited by these foreign non-state armed groups, particularly through online platforms. Under the Nigerian law, affiliating with foreign armed groups, especially those designated as terrorist organizations, is a criminal offense.
Joining such groups can lead to prosecution for terrorism-related offenses and punishable by lengthy prison sentences. The Act criminalizes membership in terrorist organizations. Individuals found guilty of membership can face up to at least 20 years and up to a maximum of life imprisonment.
Security analysts warn that such individuals may pose long-term threats, fueling new cycles of extremism and insecurity within Nigerian communities.
It has a great implication on national security, especially food security. We believe in educating and conducting enlightenment campaigns, informing the population of the risk of joining armed groups.
The reintegration of such radicals with deep-seated ideological orientation is quite challenging, and in extreme cases they face rejection. Authorities say the message is simple: don't fall for lies. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Now, the Police Community Relations Committee, PCRC, has called on Nigerians to disregard calls for a strike by personnel of the Nigeria Police Force, assuring the public of the force's continued commitment to maintaining peace and security across the country. Francis Form reports that in a show of support, PCRC leadership from all 36 states of the Federation converged on Abuja to pass a vote of confidence on the current leadership of the Nigeria Police Force. The committee described the purported strike threat as misleading and unpatriotic.
All what Agbetoku is doing is to give Nigeria Police a facelift, of which we have feedback across the 36 states of Nigeria and FCT. All the Nigeria Police under Agbetoku are winning war against crime and criminality. We call on federal government to do more for the Nigeria Police in terms of their welfare. We talk about the police pensioners to look at their welfare as well.
The PCRC reaffirmed its support for ongoing reforms within the force under the Renewed Hope agenda and urged officers to remain professional, assuring that issues of welfare and operational challenges are being addressed through appropriate channels. Now, demands for electoral reforms, state police, judicial restructuring, enforcement of local government autonomy, and the creation of new states topped discussions as the 10th House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review held a public hearing for the Southwest Center B in Akure, Ondo State. Over 50 position papers were presented by delegates from Ondo, Osun and Ekiti states, reflecting diverse views on how to strengthen Nigeria's constitutional framework. Now, Paul Mukago has details.
This public hearing is essentially to gauge the views, opinions, suggestions, and position of the people of Ondo, Osun, and Ekiti states on constitutional reforms. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa and the Deputy Governor of Osun State, Kolawole Adewusi, aligned on areas of constitutional amendments and reforms, particularly on comprehensive federalism and state police creation, to effectively combat the rising cases of insecurity across the country.
Ondo State is not opposed to the creation of a new state as requested in some of the proposed bills, but the government and good people of Ondo State strongly oppose excising part of our territory.
Is there a way we can reduce the cost of governance so that we make it less attractive and it will not become a matter of life and death?
They understood all the bills, and they took their time to air their own views. And for us, as members of National Assembly, we are fulfilled.
The public hearing seeks to ensure broader participation of Nigerians and other stakeholders with a view to fostering the exchange of ideas as well as provide feedback to members of the public. In Akure, Paulo Mukago, NTA News.
This is where we end the news. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Weekend, they will continue with Thelma and Patience, but after this break.